Good evening. Welcome to Current Affairs. Today I would like to discuss regarding Law Commission. Justice Balbir Singh Chauhan has been appointed as the chairman of 21st Law Commission. So the term of the 20th Law Commission was over last year, and the 21st Law Commission was constituted in the year 2015. But for quite some time, no name has been finalized as a chairman. Of course, the Law Ministry has sent 48 names of the former Supreme Court judges and few High Court judges, names to the Prime Minister's office. So there was a delay in the Prime Minister's office in finalizing the name of the chairman of the Law Commission. And finally, it has been out. It is Justice Dalbir Singh Chauhan. So this particular person has been appointed as the new chairman for the Law Commission. Now, so in this particular scenario, so let me take the opportunity to explain regarding what exactly is this Law Commission. This Law Commission was present in India for quite some time, but officially the government of India has established for the first time in the year 1834. So it was the Lord Macaulay. He was appointed as the chairman of the Law Commission in India, and this happened according to 1833 Charter Act. And over a period of time, so many law commissions have come into the picture. And what is the basic purpose? The purpose of the Law Commission is to recommend to the government of India with respect to the necessities of changing the existing laws, necessities of adding new things to the existing laws, or the necessities of making the new laws. So huge responsibilities are there, but kindly remember the word commission makes all the difference. So wherever we are coming across with the word commission, it is nothing but it's a recommending agency. It's a recommending agency, and the recommendations are not binding, but the final decision will be taken by the government of India. That's the reason why, though our law commissions have submitted so many recommendations every time, all the recommendations were never accepted. Few recommendations were accepted, with modifications, and many recommendations were rejected. Meaning is simple, at the end of the day, it is the government which will take the final call. But why? Why do you appoint the commissions? If you appoint a commission where you will be handling some responsibility, handing over some responsibility to some people, and those people will look into only those aspects, and ultimately they will study those issues which are present, and accordingly they will give some better suggestions. But how the law commission will give the suggestions? During the time, Law Commission will go for intensive study, exhaustive study. And this is the time where Law Commission will take the suggestions from anybody and everybody. Anybody can give suggestions to the Law Commission. If it is logical and rational, then Law Commission may incorporate our suggestions in the report, and the report will be submitted to the so-called the government, and the final decision will be taken by the so-called the government. Am I clear? So now we have a new gentleman as the chairman of the Law Commission. That's the reason why, so we are taking this chance to discuss about the Law Commission. So now what I'll do, I'll open the document, I'll show you the points. Let's try to understand more about the Law Commission. Kindly remember, most of the times, since beginning rather, either a retired judge of the Supreme Court or a retired Chief Justice of any High Court is being appointed as the chairman. Apart from the chairman, there are some other members, and there are some part-time members. So many people will be working. Okay? But whenever it is working, it is studying, so it will be doing a huge task. Herculean task will be there before the Law Commission, And the recommendations of law commission are considered to be important. Whether it is acceptable by the government or not, that is left to the government. But for the sake of the common people, so many recommendations are given. For example, see here, recently in the previous classes also I was telling you. In the previous classes also I was telling you that the government has removed certain laws, meaning that the government has abolished certain laws. How do you abolish a law? If you want to make a law, you have to introduce a bill, you have to pass a bill, and that should be signed by the President of India, then it will become a law. Then, over a period of time, we start understanding that a particular law is no more suitable for the nation. It is of no requirement, no use. Like this, we have thousands of laws in India. But how do you remove this? So unnecessarily, why do you keep those laws in live? So which we are not using it. That's the reason why previously some law commissions have recommended for that all those redundant laws must be abolished. How do you abolish? You put up all the laws together and introduce a bill in the parliament and make a clause that all these laws which are mentioned in the bill should be abolished, and see that it is passed in both the houses of the parliament and signed by the President of India. That will become an act, meaning you are abolishing an act through some other act. Is that okay? You may be abolishing single act or group of acts. So this is how the law commission will be giving the recommendations, ultimately accepted by the government. That's the reason why, if you remember, when the new government was formed in India in the year 2014, the Prime Minister was categorically mentioning that all the redundant laws will be abolished. So there is no use to have them. That's the reason why steps have been taken and some of the laws have been abolished and some more laws are going to be abolished. Is that okay? See here, so before I go further, I would like to say something. I request all of you, my close friends, to follow current affairs in a very serial manner and serious manners. The more you follow me on day-to-day basis, you will come across with so many points. Sometimes what may happen, I may be explaining some basics in a particular class. Maybe second day, third day, fourth day, or after 10th day, I may be touching the same issue again because it is there in the news. So during that time, I feel that it is really improper to talk again about the basics because that was done very recently. Is that okay? Example I'm telling you. If something is done exactly 10 days back, if I want to touch it, I'll be touching it after 10 days. So during that time, again explaining the basics is really a difficult task. Okay, and of course, and all the people who are following me very regularly, you will get bored. There's no point in repeating the same thing. That's the reason why I deliberately avoid of explaining certain basics because it was already done. Hope I'm clear. That's the reason why some people they'll give me some messages. Sir, do something like this or that. I am doing, my dear close friends, I am doing everything which is useful for your examination only. Is it okay? And ultimately, I want your success. That is the reason why the only thing what I request you to is that please follow current affairs very regularly, very sincerely. Clear? So many things will be understood. That's the reason why. So this is not an area where I am touching only political issues, economic issues, or like this. Let the issue be maybe anything, maybe sports, maybe arts, maybe culture, maybe international, maybe national, maybe local. All issues will be touched. Various government schemes will come into our discussion. That's the reason why whatever the examination you are going to write in future, including our IAS examination, every examination and any examination becomes easier for you. Becomes easier for you. That's the reason why our students who are facing the interview this time, so they are able to make it. They are able to make it nicely and they are doing it successfully. Clear? And I want all of you to be there. That's the reason why follow me very regularly, and the current affairs is considered to be the most important segment as far as the success in any competitive examination is concerned. Take my words for granted and please remember these words and please follow me. First, watch the videos. At the end of the month, I'll be uploading the material. Read it periodically whenever you have some time so that all the information will be there in your mind, and take it for granted. If anybody is doing this, you will be successful in the examination, whatever it is you are writing. Clear? Now let me open the document. Please have a look at this. Law commissions were constituted by the government from time to time since the third decade of 19th century. So meaning it's not new. The law commissions were empowered to recommend legislative reforms with a view to clarify, consolidate, and codify particular branches of law where the government felt the necessity for it. Important one, for your sake, I am repeating this. The law commissions have been empowered to recommend. Very, very important. The word recommend is important. Recommendations are always advisory in nature. They are not binding. To recommend legislative reforms with a view to clarify, consolidate, and codify particular branches of law where the government felt the necessity for it. Am I clear? So accordingly, the first such commission was established in the year 1834 under 1833 Charter Act. And that time, Lord Macaulay was appointed as the chairman, and the first law commission recommended for codification of the penal code, criminal procedure code, and few other matters. So that is how we got the penal code, like IPC, you say it, Indian Penal Code, CRPC, Criminal Procedure Code. All those things have come into existence in this format. Next. Second one was constituted in 1853, and third one in 1861, and fourth one in 1879. So that was happening. So during a span of 50 years, that contributed a great deal to enrich the Indian statute book with a large variety of legislations on the pattern of then prevailing English laws adopted to the Indian conditions. Important one, English laws were already existing previously. Based on that one, to suit Indian conditions, new Indian laws have been established. Clear? Look at this simple point. What are the products of the first four law commissions? All these things you know. One is the Indian Code of Civil Procedure, Indian Contracts Act, Indian Evidence Act, and the Transfer of the Property Act. Important? Now, so after independence, what happened? Have a look at this. After independence, the Constitution of India with its fundamental rights and DPSP gave a new direction to law reform geared to the needs of the democratic legal order in a plural society. Right. So we know what is the meaning of the democracy. People are given the highest priority. So, and the new order has to come into picture. And the two most important aspects of the Indian Constitution are fundamental rights and the directive principles. And already some existing laws were present in India which were made by British, and majority of them have been abolished through the Indian Acts. So the moment the Constitution came into force, some of the laws, rather majority of the laws that were made by British were abolished. But few were continue to exist. And whatever you have today, our IPC and everything, so everything was done by the so-called the British during that time. So immediately after that, during the time, after the commencement of the Constitution, so there was a discussion in Indian Parliament where some of the members have started demanding for the necessity of constituting the law commission. Previously, law commissions were there and they have gone along with the British government. So now you need to create the new law commission. And the importance of the law commission is that we are talking in terms of the fundamental rights, and we are also talking in terms of the directive principles of the state policy. For this reason, the government will come out with various laws, and where so there should not be any contradiction with the previous laws. Then how do you do it smoothly? So during the time, there was a demand in the parliament for constituting law commission. It was accepted by then Prime Minister of India, Shri Jawaharlal Nehru, and first law commission was constituted in India after the independence. Is it okay? So that is the beginning of this. Fine. So now once again I'll open the document. You please have a look at this. Yeah. So Article 372, it said that continuance or in force of existing laws and their adaptation. Right? If you want to read it, you can read it. Otherwise, just leave it if you want. Notwithstanding the repeal by this constitution of the enactments referred to in Article 395, but subject to the other provisions of this constitution, all the laws in force in the territory of India immediately before the commencement of the constitution, all the laws in force in the territory of India immediately before the commencement of this constitution shall continue in force therein until altered or repealed or amended by competent legislature or the other competent authority. So meaning, it takes time for India to frame its own legislations. And two major things like 1935 Act and 1947 Act, they were abolished. But when it comes to the other important codes like Indian Penal Code or Civil Procedure Code, Criminal Procedure Code, so they were permitted to continue by the Constitution itself. How long? Till the appropriate legislature is not making any modifications. Appropriate legislature means for India, it is the Parliament of India. If you want to make any amendment, you may make it, or if you want to repeal it, you can repeal it. But till that time, those laws are continue to exist. For example, here, Indian Police Act of 1861. That act is present in India even today. That is the reason why we demand, some people will demand that this particular act has to be abolished and it should be replaced by a new law. Meaning, our Indian police system even today is also governed by the same old 1861 law. Is that okay? This is what is happening. So these are the places where the law commissions will play a crucial role. How? Let's see. Come on. Look at this. Though the Constitution stipulated the continuation of pre-constitutional laws till they are amended or repealed, there had been demands in Parliament and also outside for establishing a central law commission to recommend revision and updating of the inherited laws to serve the changing needs of the country. So because India got independence, we have our own constitution. So obviously, if you want to continue the laws of the past, no problem, but they should meet the needs of the day. So they have to meet it. Otherwise, there is no purpose. There is no purpose of the constitution. There is no meaning for directive principles of state policy, right? And during that time, the government reacted favorably and established the first law commission of independent India in the year 1955, and the then Attorney General of India, Mr. M.C. Settlewad, as its chairman. Clear? Am I clear? Since then, 21 law commissions were established. Each commission has 3 years of term, important point, and with the different terms of reference. Terms of reference in the sense, what are the areas you can touch and on what are the areas you can give the recommendations. And the chairman, the chairman of the first law commission was M.C. Settlewad, And right now, we have the 21st Law Commission. You can see on the screen, it is Justice Balbir Singh Chauhan. So he is the present chairman of the Law Commission. Just 2 days back, he has been appointed. And of course, just before that, he is working as the head for the Kaveri River Water Disputes Tribunal. Go to next line. 21st Law Commission was constituted on September 1st, 2015, but the chairman has been appointed very recently. And the term of this commission is 3 years. Kindly remember, the term of every law commission is 3 years. And the term of the 21st Law Commission comes to an end on August 31st, 2018. And the important things, the terms of the reference is decided by the Ministry of Law. Okay, and the reports of the Law Commission are considered by the Ministry of Law in consultation with the concerned administrative ministries and are submitted to the Parliament from time to time. They need not wait till the end. So time to time, they can be submitted to the Parliament for the approval. But before that, the major role will be played by the Law Minister, and the Law Ministry will be talking to the concerned administrative ministries. And of course, they are also cited in the courts in academic and public disclosure and are acted upon by the concerned government departments depending on the government's recommendations. Am I clear? Important one. So hopefully you got an idea with respect to Law Commission. And now you have the chairman and the members are present. So now they'll be start working very nicely. Now I want you to follow this Law Commission. Is that okay? So now you know what is the Law Commission, how it is constituted, how it is going to function. So now you just follow this. Whenever the Law Commission releases a report, just to try to follow this. Is that okay? And before that, let me tell you one point. So I got this message in the morning, and let me read it out for you. It's a saying, one good action is greater than million good intentions. One good action is greater than million good intentions. Meaning, not the intentions, but the actions are very, very important. Intentions may be million, but one action is good than those intentions. Because we judge ourselves by our intentions. We judge ourselves by our intentions, but others judge us by our actions. Very, very important. Such a beautiful one. So I think we need to adopt this. We need to follow this very seriously. So for your understanding, once again, I am repeating this. One good action is greater than million good intentions, because we judge ourselves by our intentions, but others judge us by our actions. That's the reason why there is an old saying, deeds speak louder than words. That's the reason why whatever may be our intentions, until and unless those good intentions are not putting into practice, the results will not be achieved. Is that okay? We may be thinking our intentions are good, we are the good people, but intentions are intentions, they are just imaginary. To make it a reality, they must be put into practice. Am I clear? Very, very important. And this is the very important quotation that we have to understand, and we need to follow this. Why I'm telling you is that some of the students, they keep on thinking that they'll become IAS officer, IPS officer, IRS, Group 1, something they'll keep on thinking. Okay, imagination is always good. But along with that one, you need to plan your schedule. You need to stick your schedule and you need to execute it. Clear whatever the schedule you have on each day, that should be completed thoroughly and effectively on the same day to achieve the results. And as you do it on day-to-day basis, your confidence levels will increase. And you will be start motivating yourself. Others need not motivate you. Some people will go for motivation classes, right? No, motivation should come from within, not from outside. The moment we start sticking to our schedule, automatically we start motivating ourselves, and that will yield the results. Clear? This is not 1 day, 2 days, 3 days job. It should be continued for a period of time. So to achieve the best of the results. Is it okay? Hopefully, all my close friends who are watching me today, you understand this. Please prepare a schedule, stick to the schedules, okay, and implement that very effectively so to get into IAS, right? And for every time support and ever support, I am always there with you. So with the positive note, so we'll end the session today, and I wish you all the very, very best and very, very happy weekend. And I'll see you on Monday evening with some other issues in the current affairs. Till then, I wish you all the very, very best. Take very good care of yourself. Thank you so much.